You're listening to DraftKings Network.
This is the Dan Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
What up, Dix? How's it going? Glad to be back. What? That's my signature. So we thought it would be a great idea that if I ease myself back into this show, I should just sit in Dan's seat to give you like maximum annoyance.
Right, and start with your signature. What up, Dix?
What up, Dix? Everyone's so nice to me.
I was just asking Jeremy, I was like, I've never heard Mike actually say that, so where did that come from?
Started in Tahoe.
Yeah.
I was boycotting that content.
It came from a deep-seated resentment of our Reddit. That's if you want to get into it.
We have a Reddit?
Yeah, don't ever, Lucy, don't ever check the Reddit.
Can you say the D word?
What, Dix?
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't think we can.
We can't, I've been told. So,
We can't?
Yeah, that's
Ah.
all getting bleeped.
Nah, we can say Dix.
It's going to be funny when people try to figure out what the bleeped four-letter word is that you're calling them.
Just whoever says we can't say Dix, tell them I said it's okay. We can say Dix. Hey, Stewie.
Hello, Mike.
You're making this weird for me.
Why?
Because you're just sitting around like not.
Well,
not
someone's
talking.
telling you can't say Dix, and you're insisting that you can say Dix,
You
and
can
I'm
say
telling
Dix.
you probably can't say
You can
Dix.
definitely say
Right.
Dix.
Support video team. Yeah, you guys can't.
You can definitely say Dix.
We have a no say this word list. and
Yeah,
that's
I saw
on it.
that.
Yeah,
Which, by the
can't
way,
say it.
if I'm all right, I'm gonna just do this. Fast channels are not regulated by the FCC. This is just an internal decision by our partners at DKN to just be nice and not have that because they have advertisers and whatnot. You can say Dix on terrestrial radio. In fact, most networks that you've come to know and love, not even including fast channels, could show hardcore pornography if they were cable.
Really?
And not be
Hell yeah.
fined.
They
It's
could
just-
definitely say the S word on cable now because South Park pushed it.
They can say the
Remember?
F word.
That's on our list too.
They can say the F word. They can do everything. The only thing that's regulated by the FCC is like radio stations and network television.
So what am I to do with the producer who's in my ear saying we cannot say the word Dix?
You can say Dix.
Oh.
You cannot.
But I'm like a dog with a bone on this one.
Dick Hill's a weird hill to die on.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Not the worst hill.
Time for a new phrase, Mike.
What about that Hall of Fame ceremony? Now, I don't really pay attention to the Basketball Hall of Fame because it's not a real Hall of Fame. It's so easy to get
Thank
into.
you.
It's not. It's a crap Hall of Fame.
You're right.
But it was a hell of a class. And for as little as I pay attention to it, it seemed like one of the best ones ever. Granted, one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player of all time, Dwyane Wade, goes in. And I thought his speech was fantastic. I only caught clips, so I pieced together. I saw maybe about 12 minutes, a short down viral version of it, I guess.
12 of 25, so you got the gist.
The dad thing was really cool. Him bringing his pop up and saying we made the Hall of Fame. I really loved that. I liked all the they did a lot of social content in the lead up for the Hall of Fame. And I kind of got the chills watching Dirk and Dwyane, two players whose history is kind of intertwined, have
Not
fun.
kind of, very intertwined.
Have
yes.
fun together, which I guess you always want to believe that there's a rivalry there, but not really.
The two of them it was like one of the TikTok trends where you tilt your head one direction to choose somebody versus the other side. And watching the two of them come together and have moments, like Wade even said it in his speech that for the other guys, they were getting to know each other, but for him and Dirk, it was a bit of therapy because the two of them were going at it for most of their careers. It was pretty cool.
What a bad class for Tony Parker and Pau Gasol to go into.
Bad class, yes. When Dirk and Wade and Pop, and we'll get to Pop in a second because I'm tired of him, but who is most upset because they felt like Wade was going to acknowledge them more, but because the relationship with Wade and Heat is clearly a frosty relationship. There's something going on there. I don't think he mentioned Mickey Harrison. He didn't give enough time on Spo. I think Riley probably thought he was going to get more time. He blew past the Heat quickly.
He didn't even mention Greg Cody once, so
Yeah.
I know he's mad about that.
Hey, Juju's back in with us. I thought the Allen Iverson thing, and he explained it prior to, thought the Iverson thing was cool. It was just a little surprising. But Iverson's kind of this player who, and I don't want to diminish what he did on the court. He won an MVP. What he did at his size was incredible. He had an all-time moment in game one of what ended up being a 5-game series. Not throwing shade. But Iverson, if he were just merely the stats, history in a couple of years might look over his impact on the game. His impact on the game goes well beyond his game. And for Dwyane to say, you are the culture, he inspired this whole slew of superstars. And for him to use the opportunity to give Iverson a formal platform like that, I got it. I didn't get it at first, but I got it in watching Iverson with the speech, and the jacket was a really nice touch to all of that.
His name was Crooked on the jacket, right? Or am I crazy?
Well, it could have been his posture.
Maybe. Something looked a little bit off on the jacket. Also ruined a good jacket. What was that for? You're never going to wear that again, right? Like, you can never wear that again.
There's not another wedding that you'll just show up to with a bedazzled name on the back.
I thought the part that was special about Wade's speech was the fact that he made it about sort of how basketball impacted him, how his family impacted him, and how he got to where he is. So you're right, Stu. Like, there were a number of different players and coaches who probably in different speeches would have gotten more time, but this was more of a way of Dwyane Wade to say, hey, here's who I am as a human being, the way that my family impacted me, and also here was me growing up watching Michael Jordan. Here's how Allen Iverson then impacted me. And it was sort of more of a full story of his life and the way that he was able to get there. And I thought the different stops along the way, he did such an incredible job of telling the full journey of his NBA career and his career specifically with the Heat. The Heat are the only team he mentioned. Like, he did not mention playing for the Bulls and playing for the Cavs and those experiences at all.
Why would he?
He never played
right.
for them.
But to be able to go through it and specifically highlight the Heat the way he did, say Heat Nation, are we here? Like, yeah, maybe there are some individual relationships with people within the Heat that aren't quite the same as you thought they would be when he entered the Hall of Fame, but his relationship with the concept of the Miami Heat is as strong as it's ever been.
No question. I love the speech. I thought, what he did with his dad at the end was fantastic and well executed by both Dwyane and his dad. Like, it was a touching moment. But I just figured Spoelstra, who was there by his side since day one, and not as a head coach, but as a guy who just fed him balls so he could shoot jumpers and kept throwing it back to him and back to him. I thought Spoelstra would get more love. And I think Spoelstra at a private moment would tell you he thought he would get more love.
I would think that Dwyane Wade had those private moments with those people who needed it.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing here with specifically Spoelstra thought he would get more love.
This is what I do.
He's really on this Frosty thing, and I thought Pat Riley said the thing that got aggregated, but come on. I think everyone knows what Pat Riley was getting at with Dwyane Wade is easily the greatest player in the history of the franchise. He may not be the best, and that's why he chose the word greatest. Best in terms of form. LeBron, during the time that he was here, it's pretty clear. But this is the greatest player in franchise history, and I think it's a testament to his star outshining what is, for me, again, someone who admittedly doesn't pay attention too much to enshrinements from this Hall of Fame. That's Pau Gasol. That's Tony Parker. That's Dirk Nowitzki. This is a testament to the growth of that sport. You have three of the greatest European basketballers of all time going in with them. That would be the headline in almost any other year. But this was Wade's class. And he used class with the platform, and he shared it with someone who inspired him and gave Allen Iverson a ton of shine. I thought the Heat did well with their comments, both having Pat Riley at the forefront and then on social media. It was a nice little victory lap for the Miami Heat, but you took away Frosty.
I did. I mean, he didn't mention the owners. He barely mentioned Spo. He breezed past some of the big names that helped him throughout, his career with the Heat. He just did. Yes. He gave some love to Udonis. I thought Udonis would present him. I understand why he went with Iverson, but
I understand it now.
Right. Some of those big names, though, Mike, he just kind of, I don't know. I felt like he would acknowledge them more, and he didn't. That's all. I'm nitpicking. I know I am, but it's what I do.
I can see you itching to get at Pop.
Well, I mean, Pop, it was Wade's class, okay? But somehow it became Pop's class. And the whole thing with Pop saying, I wanted to be a D3 coach. That's who I am. That guy is my idol. Let me tell you something. If you wanted to be a D3 coach, you could have been a D3 coach. Because that D3 coach that was also inducted into the Hall of Fame, he wants to be you, Pop, okay? I don't want to hear about it, all right? I'm the everyman, humble guy. I do not want to hear about it. You're a Hall of Famer. Come and make your Hall of Fame speech. Don't sit there for 5 minutes selling me on the fact that you wanted to be a D3 coach. Those are the real coaches. They're coaching real basketball. Those are the guys that deserve credit. If you wanted to be a D3 coach, you could have been a D3 coach. taking a second job to make ends meet. You could have done all of that.
He still
you know?
can, by the way. There's
Right.
literally nothing stopping. I bet you there's not a D3 team. I'm going to go out on a limb. There's not a D3 team in the country that would say no to Gregg Popovich if he wanted to be their head coach.
Yep.
So you want to be a D3 head coach so bad? Do it.
Yeah.
Go be a D3 head coach. Live your dream.
It's a really easy perch to be like, man, I wish I could just be a humble guy. Yeah, but I've made millions upon millions of dollars, and I've got the #1 draft pick, and I've got another 10 years left with him. But I wish I could just be a guy from Wichita, Kansas, and be in D3 ball.
Could have been that guy, Bob.
You know what happened?
Wichita gets so much shine in these examples. It's like, let me think of a place that's nowhere.
You know what happens
Wichita.
when you're a D3 coach? You don't have a wine house, because that's what he has. A house for his wine.
Gregg Popovich playing Boshaj, because wasn't he quoted as the reason why he's still coaching in the NBA? Wasn't it just money, money, money? That's a direct quote.
Yeah. How about also retire before you go into the Hall of Fame? Enough
how
of
did he
this.
get in when he's
Enough of that.
still coaching?
Exactly right. Retire or, well, I'm not going to say the other one, but you can't be an active coach. I didn't say it.
You didn't
I
say
didn't
it.
say it.
You didn't say it.
You guys thought it. I didn't even say
That's the
anything.
ultimate retirement.
You thought it.
Yeah, retire from life.
What are you talking about?
What?
Well, that's what you alluded
He
to.
didn't
That's not
say
what I was
that.
talking about.
Nothing even close. I mean,
I do get bothered by it. I mean, Rey Mysterio, you can't win the U.S. title and be a Hall of Famer at the same. Like, he won the U.S. title after he was a Hall of Famer. It's just all confusing.
it's been bothering me as well.
I didn't take away Frosty one bit. I didn't.
How about the pop stuff? I mean,
Pop? Yes, I'm with you. Please.
he made it his class. It's Dwayne Wade's class.
So God sent me a text message of things that he wanted to talk about, and it was just Gregg Popovich, period. Popovich was very clearly misspelt. It was Gregg Popovich, period. Please, period.
Should have went pop. Sorry.
You should have, and now I do. I think you even misspelled Greg.
2 G's.
Is he
He's a Gregg.
Yeah. He's a triple G.
Gregg?
Oh, all right.
He's a Gregg, but it's Papo, not Papo.
No one calls him Papo.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
people should call him Papo.
I like Papo.
Yeah.
Gregg Papo.
Credit to you though for getting the first name right when
Thank
it comes
you.
to Greg. You can't be lamenting someone else's anonymous life and then fire back. Why are you still coaching? Money, money, money.
Hey, it's Mike Ryan, and I've been outdoors more than I'd like to admit this summer. It's really hot. I've been burning through shirts. Can't go anywhere in South Florida without a backup shirt. I'm just telling you right now. But that's going to be the second best advice I give you here. The best advice I can possibly give you, it's cracking open that beautiful white can and letting the great taste of Miller Lite hit your taste buds so hard you feel it in your heart. Have yourself some Miller time, folks. Miller time. You know, the time when you and your friends can get together and enjoy the simple things in life. Why don't you let these wonderful summer moments get amplified with Miller Lite? Because when it's summertime, it tastes like Miller time. The best beer there is. I promise you, there isn't going to be a better decision that you can make this summer than just taking a sip out of that beautiful white can. Make unforgettable summer memories with Miller Lite. Get Miller Lite delivered right to your door. Visit MillerLite.com/Dan, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Dan Batard.
Why are you guys blurting out safety names?
Oh, it's the best game ever. A little while ago, we were talking about Bernard Pollard, and now I think we're just playing a game in this studio where we're just naming safeties.
Yeah.
Kind of like the 90s baseball player game. Like a couple minutes ago, I just blurted out Brock Marion,
Great one.
and it made a few people happy.
Yep.
Stugotz.
Bob Sanders.
Yeah, he was early in the list.
Classic.
Very cathartic. Yeah. Adam Archuleta. Not a good safety, though.
No, but a great name and a name. He had a run.
A name alone sounds like he should be better.
Adam was a good safety for a few years.
Did someone say Brock Marion?
Yeah, that's where this whole that was a gambit.
Hey, listen, I'm struggling with memory as I get older.
This is the Dan Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps. DraftKings has all kinds of ways to get in on the action, including same-game parlays, props, live betting, and so much more. Use code Dan when you sign up on the DraftKings Sportsbook app to check it out.
The coach who won the D3 title last year made $60,000. Go take that job.
Something tells me
I'm tired of him. I'm serious.
Well, when your rebuttal is money, 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 I don't think he's going to be coming in at that salary. I saw Marlins baseball's back.
What?
So back.
Yeah. So they had a team meeting and told Jazz cut the shit.
That's not what happened.
No, that's not what happened. I saw a team meeting. I was like, I've seen this before. The last time they had a team meeting, they told Jazz, "Hey, cut it out," and they did, and now they're good again. How about that?
The team meeting had nothing to do with Jazz in particular. The team meeting had to do with everyone on the team struggling to succeed offensively. Their offense has been pretty horrible and had been after the trade deadline, despite the fact that the two guys they traded for, and Josh Bell and Jake Berger, had been great.
Yeah, Josh Bell's killing it.
Been awesome. Josh Bell basically single-handedly won them a game at Cincinnati. Jake Berger was great over this past weekend. 2 out of 3 against Cincinnati and 2 out of 3 against the Yankees, and the team of destiny narrative is back.
But they've won 2 straight and 4 out of their last 10. So
you can't say they've won 2 straight.
They've won 2 straight.
You can't say they've won 2 straight.
4 out of 10.
You can start saying
How are
they've
they
won
back,
blank
though?
straight. Like 3 is a tipping point. You can't say they've won 2 straight.
You gotta win a series.
I understand that.
They've won back-to-back series.
They have. Yes.
Back-to-back series, and they've won 4 out of their last 5 games.
Right.
Yes, 4 out of 10. They had lost 5 in a row.
But they've gotten help from the rest of the wild card chase, right? They're not up to snuff.
What's been really good for the Marlins is that despite their major struggles coming out of the second half of the year, all the other teams around them, except for the Dodgers, who have won, I think, 7 in a row, have been really, really bad. So they've still hung around, and now just winning back-to-back series now against the Reds and the Yankees, they hold the final wild card spot for themselves.
And they have a closer that you can trust, right?
You
What do
think
mean?
so?
I saw that they traded for the Admiral, so it's Robertson. But he's a trusty guy.
Well, he pooped the bed twice in a row.
Twice in a row.
Yeah, but he's back.
You
He's
can say
back.
twice in
Yeah.
a row when you poop the bed.
Yeah, but he's back. Yeah.
Lucy's going to her first Marlins game tomorrow.
Really?
Wow.
That's fun.
Sure.
Is it?
Seem thrilled.
Yeah, I'm so pumped. We have like a
But-
little like team outing thing. It's going to be really fun. And then I looked at ESPN and saw that the tickets were $5 for this game, and I realized that's why we're going.
Who are they playing?
The Astros.
Astros, yeah.
Oh, that's it. That's a good opponent, right?
Yeah.
Who's on the bump? Do we get to see Verlander? He's an Astro again.
He is.
Don't ask me to name a second
What?
one. I'm going to say Oswalt.
Cueto.
Oh, we get to see
Cueto
Johnny
is on the
Cueto?
mound, yeah.
Yeah.
Cueto's an Astro?
For who?
No, Cueto's for us.
Oh, he's a Marlin?
Look at that. I just said us. I'm in on this.
It'll be Christian Javier for the Astros.
I don't know who that is.
Mets Pirates tickets are $3 today, so
Steal.
almost twice as much.
So
Marlins
fill me
tickets.
in, because I've been gone for a while. How many games out of the wild card are the Marlins now?
No, they hold the final wild
They
card
do?
spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Oh, that's
still in
good.
it. Yeah, they're a playoff team.
And they got
They're back.
They brought back up that pitcher, right? Yuri?
They brought up Yuri Perez. He's been struggling since returning to the major leagues, which Marlins Twitter is having a field day with. But that's bound to happen. There's bound to be struggles for young starters. Even if he had started every single game he was supposed to, there would have been a wall he would hit. But the good news is
Seems
that
to be the
Sandy
talking
Alcantara
point.
seems to be back.
Yeah, he had a complete game. I saw that. Look, I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
Marlins ball.
Angel
Via the group
Hernandez.
text.
Angel Hernandez had one of the worst outings that he's had in a while.
Was there an actual statement on Angel's performance? How many? I thought I saw a metric that he missed like 15 calls.
I think he missed 15 calls. He missed some that were right down the middle that were kind of crazy. Did you see the strikeout where a Yankee struck out at a ball that was over his head? Because that was just incredible.
Looking.
Well, did
No.
he swing?
He swung, yeah.
All
he swung,
right,
yeah.
because I wouldn't tell Angel. How is this still allowed with Angel?
It seems like he's like a tenured professor amongst the umpires. You just
union
can't get
work,
rid of him.
baby.
Yeah.
Seems like though he's like a senator in a red county. You just have to wait for him to die.
Whoa.
Yeah, look, you
Jeez.
took it there first.
I
Your
never
turn.
took it anywhere.
You took it there.
I never
Like
took it anywhere.
Popovich.
You took it there with Pop.
No one said that.
Popo.
I never said it.
Greg.
So the Marlins are back, and the Heat is. I've been gone for a while. Is Lillard?
He's not on the Heat.
He's not a
no,
Heat yet?
He's
No.
not on the Heat
Still
yet.
What's
no.
What's going on there?
Yeah.
Why isn't he a Heat yet? And
Well,
also,
because it seems like the way reality works isn't just the Heat get whatever they want.
Really?
For nothing. Yeah, that seems to be how this trade is working out. It's
Not
like,
nothing.
But I really want Damian Lillard. And they're like, no, you don't get him. He's under contract on our team. But I'm not going to play for any team except the Miami Heat. Cut that shit out. You're not allowed to say that.
I don't think you're allowed
if
to
you
say
say
that.
that
You're
again.
not
No,
allowed
I'm
to
not.
say
I'm
that.
sorry. Cut that out,
Cut that
Damian.
dick out.
Whoa.
Wait, you can't say
That's
that
crazy.
either.
Yeah.
That's the same way Gio feel about Stugotz. He like they want him to come to the WFAN, but he under contract over here, baby. Fuck, I mean, kick rock.
Whoa, you can't say that.
Definitely can't say that.
Can't say that.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Everything else you're good though.
Sorry, that's on me.
yeah. No, just keep it rolling though. So again, here's my whole thing with the Lillard thing. Okay, they don't have a good offer. a better offer from another team would breed a better offer from the Miami Heat.
There you go.
We're stuck on the Miami Heat's bad offer that's supposedly bad because there hasn't been an offer that has topped it. And while the league took a pretty unprecedented an unprecedented stance for them to issue out that memo, the same exact thing was going on with the Philadelphia 76ers, where James Harden had said he only wants to go to the Clippers, but since Woj was carrying everybody's water in that situation, there's no fine. Well, that got ugly. That got ugly just yesterday with James Harden, and I think we have the video of this. By the way, James Harden, with your build, and I know what I'm talking about right now. By the way, Ozempic starts in 2 days. You can't go oversized white shirt, and you can't go view from the side. You just can't. It's a tough look.
Mm-hmm. Why 2 days, just out of curiosity? Why not today? Ozempic.
Oh, no, you want to start it because you have to take Ozempic once a week on the same day.
Oh.
And you want to space it out from the weekend because it really does suppress your appetite.
Are you using this?
I haven't started yet.
Oh.
I have it. I haven't started yet. I wanted to
2 days, Billy.
enjoy Europe. But I started on Wednesday. And Wednesday consistently I'm in town. So that's when I'll do my shot. I have to inject myself, and I've never done that. I'd rather snort it.
Because you've done that.
Yeah, plenty.
Yeah, right.
Back to James Harden. I think he got on his fat suit right now.
Yeah, that white shirt's on purpose.
All right, let's see the video.
Thank you, Juju. Thank you for getting us back on
He's like
track.
Batman. He has it in the closet, and then when they shoot out the bat signal, he's like, hold up.
This is a strategy implemented by James Harden to actually get that asking price lowered.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of.
Let me say that again, was my favorite part. Daryl Morey is a liar, direct quote from James Harden, and I will never play for an organization that he's a part of ever again. Let me say that again, which I needed because the audio wasn't so great the first time. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never play for an organization that he is a part of. This is a couple of days after Daryl Morey said, all right, we're calling off the trade talks. We're just going to run it back with James Harden because the offers weren't great. Same BS that Portland's trying to do, which is, hey, this offer is bad, but we can't actually get a better offer, but we'll put the blame on the player that doesn't want to be here. So that happens, and James Harden.
Yeah, but this player always doesn't want to be there. Like, that's, Lillard's
enough.
been there. He's been there for a long time.
Fair
this
enough.
player always is looking for the next opportunity.
Stugotz, you are absolutely right. If you look at
me, I mean.
If you can look at the players that have actually gone through, there's been whispers around certain players. I think James Harden has the more trade demands in the last 2 years than all the other NBA players combined. So it's a fair shot that you're taking at James Harden. But he's exercising his right over here, and he's been pretty quiet. Unlike Damian Lillard, who was a little bit louder, and I understand if you want to peel back the layers, I was a bit of a homer with the Lillard situation. He let it be known through his reps that he wanted to be in Los Angeles with the Clippers. He had to exercise the nuclear option because Daryl Morey goes to the press. I want to seize on Daryl Morey as a liar. Because if you remember the extension that James Harden signed, he opted out of a bigger deal, right? He opted out of a bigger deal, and it looked like to opt out of that bigger deal, promises had to be made so he can be made whole, whether it be through Michael Rubin and whatever shady thing that the league did indeed look into to see if a circumvention of the NBA salary cap happened, and they ruled that it hadn't, to which I read aloud, ha. I saw that and I said, ha.
Out loud.
Yeah, I said ha, because it's a liar, whoever did that investigation, not unlike Daryl Morey. It's pretty clear to piece together what happened here. James Harden, hey, opt out so we can have a little bit more juice in our salary cap to get someone like PJ Tucker, and then we'll make you whole. And then they didn't want to make him whole. And now you have James Harden.
Well, they can't make him whole. They don't like the deal.
Well, from the side view, he looks pretty whole.
Yes.
But
it's the box cut shirt, too, is tough.
It's a tough
if it's
fit.
a little short, it's got to be a little bit
It's the white,
longer.
though.
Yeah.
The white's bad.
I'm at the wash stage in my life where all my IG ads are hats that I can wear in the pool and shirts that I can wear to hide my nips. It's my entire algorithm. Fat shirts, bald hats. Mm-hmm. That's my entire IG thing.
Yet look at you. beautiful hair and a Rays jersey that fits you nice, black,
I only wear
looking.
the jerseys. The baseball jerseys are wonderful for my figure right now. I am the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life.
No, I don't say that.
Perfectly coiffed hair. Your hair is perfectly coiffed.
It's also
You feel me?
a little bit of a comb over. We got the entradas. A little problem area over here in Sector 4 that I'm a little worried
You've
about.
been working on that, though.
You have
I did
sectors to
come
your
back.
hair? I mean,
Yeah.
Really?
It is coming back, though. We're on the comeback trail. The headphones kind of make it look a little, get that cowlick going on there. I'm very vain, and I'm cutting my hair tomorrow. So this is the last of it. And I will forever look back at these photos of this era, considering that I'm starting Ozempic on Wednesday, as my fat hair. This will be known forevermore as the fat
So what's going
hair.
to be your thin hair?
Well, it used to be
That's
actual
his thin hair, yeah.
Yeah, it used to be actual thin hair before Crechi Pedro and Keeps came to the table.
But I want to give you some flowers though, cause you bounced back. You got your head shaved on camera last year. You feel me?
I thought I was never coming
You
back.
had a great bounce back. Salute to you, sir, and salute to your hairline.
Thank you. This was really just to prove it to me that I still had it, that I could still go.
That one last season?
Yeah, like Tom Cruise.
This is my
One
Adrian
final
Beltre
mission.
contract year right here. The Adrian Beltre contract year happened, and now I proved to you that I can all do it, and I can do it whenever I want. But I got to go back. It's hot. It's hot to have long hair, just generally.
Everywhere.
It's hot everywhere. Although I did see that the Navy is developing a freeze ray, which I'm in on. We should stop trying to, cut our carbon emissions, really. Now we're all about impractical solutions. Give me the freeze ray.
Like, how does that work? Explain that to me. Someone's just walking around with a freeze ray? This is like straight out of a cartoon.
It's straight out of Batman, yeah. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Yeah.
I think the thought is to block some of the heat from warming our planet, so we just blast stuff into outer space.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there will be no unintended side effects.
We're
to that.
doomed. Stugotz here for my friends over at Simply Safe. The average break-in lasts 8 to 10 minutes, so fast response is crucial. That's why Simply Safe Home Security launched its breakthrough technology, 24/7 live guard protection, to help stop crime in real time. Now, Simply Safe professional monitoring agents can actually see, speak to, and deter intruders in your home through the new Smart Alarm wireless indoor camera. What amazing peace of mind. I have been a customer of Simply Safe for years now, and I am telling you, their home alarm systems are the best in the world. Simply Safe's advanced motion detection and vision AI can sense the difference between potential intruders and pets to reduce false alarms. And right now, the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz, our listeners get a special 20% off any Simply Safe system when you sign up for Fast Protect monitoring. This special offer is for a limited time, so visit simplysafe.com/DLB. That's simplysafe.com/DLB. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Dan Le Batard.
You know what a razor is, Dan?
I do not know. I don't know what a Motorola Razor is.
You don't?
No.
I bet you had one.
I did not have one.
Really? Well, let's walk through your phone history. What kind of
I
phones have you
never had a
Let's go
Motorola
backwards.
Razor. I did not have a Motorola Razor.
What was your first phone?
Ooh.
Not a Motorola
Telegraph
Razor.
machine? After that.
The Motorola Razor, Dan, was the one that was like really, really thin, that it flipped over, but it was like as thin as like a razor blade. That's why they called it the Razor.
What is a telegraph machine?
I don't know. They had one in Downton Abbey.
Stugotz.
The Titanic, stop. Has sunken, stop. John Jacob Astor, stop. Is missing, stop.
You think that was my phone? You think that my first phone was the Titanic's emergency signal?
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps. DraftKings has all kinds of ways to get in on the action, including same-game parlays, props, live betting, and so much more. Use code DAN when you sign up on the DraftKings Sportsbook app to check it out.
I'm looking up freeze rays right now, seeing if I could purchase one. This has piqued my curiosity. I mean, it really has. A freeze ray.
What would you do with one, Stu?
I don't know. It just seems like something cool to have, A freeze ray.
Is it just like the stuff they spray on soccer players on the field, but like in a giant flamethrower type canister?
I like that. Like a surface-to-air
It's
missile.
like Ben Gay. Shaq is going to do a commercial for it.
Find out that's, by the way, that is not his back in that commercial. It never was his back. At no point
Is that
has
a
Shaq.
back double?
Yes. At no point has Shaq. Maybe in the Magic days early on, did Shaq's back look like that?
Zero love handles on that back.
Come on. That's another thing that I found out in my late 30s. That's I'm soaring there now for the winter. How do I get rid of that?
You don't.
I'm sure there's like some exercises, right? The
Russian twist,
ball?
obliques, yeah.
Oh no, there are exercises. You just won't do them. I mean,
no, I do the exercises though. That's a frustrating part about this. I'm an open book about my Lexapro weight gain and all that. I know. I do work out.
I know you do
an okay amount,
right?
And for me to actually like stay at a certain weight, I have to work out really hard. So after exhausting all the options and not really changing my diet all that much, I'll admit, but I don't want to. I've never had to.
That's probably
part of it. Yeah,
chief among the problems.
Well, I need to take something to curb the diet. I can't be trusted with this. I just went to Europe. I mean, come on.
Beautiful
be
trip, by the way.
civilized.
I think I lost weight when I went to Europe. I hated the food.
I did
Hated
really.
it. Yeah,
I didn't like it either.
Where did you go?
Spain. Enough of the friggin' jamón ibérico. I can't anymore with that
Come on,
shit.
that's crazy.
I couldn't
Patatas
with the
bravas,
ham
though?
every time. Ugh.
Those are my favorite.
So I've been to Spain. I like the food there. Italy is fantastic. England is where it all goes downhill. Like the food's bad
I disagree.
there. Terrible.
I disagree.
Ugh. Yeah.
There's some really, really good food in London, especially.
Well, because they're imperial. So like, all the countries that they
Just
took over,
download all of it.
They just come over there and they get to kind of take credit for it.
But it's like there's tons of great restaurants there. I think English cuisine itself is what most people find to be a little yucky. The little bangers and mash, your greasy fish and chips, your eel pies. Not really the thing that most
Eel pies?
people. Yeah.
Like an eel?
Like an eel. That's a traditional
Make it
thing.
say
I
eel.
saw it
But like
on-
in a pie.
Yeah, I saw it on Atlas Obscura once. There's places that still serve it along the Thames. It looks disgusting. But everything else there tastes pretty good.
Also, it's the Thames. You all know this.
Thames.
Yeah. So whether it be global warming with a freeze ray or Ozempic, I'm always or a hat that I can wear in the pool. I'm looking for get fit quick schemes, and I think Billy has a get fit quick scheme.
Well, no, I'm looking for one.
Really?
That's the thing, yeah, because I don't, like, similar to you, like, I don't really want to do the work.
You guys have arrived at that age.
Yeah.
I was reading about taking cold showers, and they're like, oh, it's so great.
What's
if
a
you
cold
just...
shower thing? Because I know that there's like the ice plunge thing.
Well, this said, like, if you ice plunge and then take a cold shower like 5 times a week, I'm not going to buy an ice plunge. And I'm not going
Why,
to
Joe
go...
Rogan said do it.
You can DIY it.
And I
It's
get like
easier.
a Rubbermaid garbage can and fill it with ice. Like, that's a lot of ice.
I got
that
two
used to
words
do.
for you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Stationary bicycle. Boom. You get to watch your television, you get to kick it, and you get to lose those calories that you've been packing
I
on.
have a Peloton.
Guillermo Ton,
We'll
obviously.
get on that
Yeah,
mother
it's,
trucker.
I try now
More.
maybe.
Last time you used
try
it.
an
Don't
okay
try,
amount.
do.
Last time I used it, July.
Like last month?
This July?
Of which year?
Yeah.
And I haven't had it for that long, so like early July.
I did a chair yoga class last night.
Okay, stop
I'm
that.
in on
Stop
that.
that.
Chair
That-
yoga class.
What's chair yoga?
Really?
Yeah.
Silver sneaker stuff.
Are you,
Choga,
are you
right?
sitting in the chair or using it as like a prop?
Well, I sat on the couch. I used the couch as my chair for chair yoga. Because the thing is that it was late and I didn't have time to Peloton, but Peloton has an app that has all of these other different classes. So sometimes if I don't have time to ride for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, I'm like, you know what? Let me just do like a good stretching class. Let me do like a 10-minute stretch. Let me do like a 10-minute core. Let me do something just to get my body moving, try to get myself in good position, set myself up for success for this week.
Why are you doing it in the chair? Like, get your ass up and do it on the floor.
It's an excellent question. The reason I was doing chair yoga instead
Kim
of
Kardashian vibes from Tony.
Well-
No one wants to go to work anymore.
her
People
video,
just want to do yoga from a chair now.
her workout videos are
people
absurd.
that do yoga in a
So
chair are like 85 years old.
Okay, well, I mean, the teacher was not 85-year-old. It was, this gentleman who was in very good shape. And I said, you know what? If doing chair yoga has gotten him in this shape, it's going to work for me.
Is it the same lady that was on
How
public
so?
access television that did exercises on the chair with free weights? My grandma Juana was.
No. Guys, I had to do chair yoga because if I laid down on the floor to do regular stretching or regular yoga, my dogs attack me every time that I do it.
That too.
So I can't just do it. And the babies were asleep, so I couldn't put the dogs in a room. If I let them out,
You
they
did
start
what you had
barking
to
at a
do.
neighbor.
Right.
The house behind me seems to have just sold recently, and those people have the lights on all the time. I don't want them jumping over the fence or something. So I'm like, these dogs have to stay in.
Are you ever going to confront them about the lights?
No, it's early still. And I have like a good like patch of like trees that like kind of block it out. But before, the lights were always off. So I would always just I have blinds that I would just leave open in my house. So my house,
Get fishtail palms, dude.
If you were if you were a neighbor and you want to be a peeping Tom, you could just look into my house at all hours because I just had the blinds open and the lights on at night.
I told you I had a dilemma like that.
A peeping Tom?
No, well, it's all right.
2 Americas, by the way.
Peeping Tanya?
No, so my neighbors, I love my neighbors. When I first moved in, my house is on a pitch, and you could look directly into my home if you were the next door neighbor.
I don't know what that means. A soccer field?
It's on a pitch, like an angle, it's on a hill.
Got it.
So you could look over my fence and look directly into my home if all the lights were on. And the person that lives next door, he's wheelchair bound. He's a stay-at-home dad. And so this is a prime peeping situation. You can get a little bored. Let's just see what's going on in the neighbors and look into their kitchen. And
being a wheelchair is prime peeping situation.
I don't want to offend anybody, but if I'm stuck and wheelchair bound, I can get pretty bored around the house. I'm just going to look out the window occasionally.
See what's happening in Rudy's household?
Yeah.
Really interesting.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm picking it up.
Yeah. You're just in the house.
you
It's not like
really,
you can't go for a stroll.
Yeah, because it's like if I'm out in the streets, I'm going to the club. I ain't got time to be looking over there with Mike or whatever. But I'm in the wheelchair all day. I done did all my activities. Hold on, who was that?
Yeah, let's see what the
I don't
Ruises
like
are
this
cooking up.
take. I don't like this take.
All right, but
you're making people in wheelchairs all perverts.
No.
Oh, holy God!
Nobody said the P word.
saying that.
Nobody said the P word.
No one's saying
That's
that.
crazy.
I was just intimating it.
Holy
Come on.
Nobody wanted to say
I don't like it.
No one wanted to say
I don't
it.
like this.
You know what I don't like? I don't like you doing chair yoga in the middle of the night trying to get fit, bro. You gotta
Can you imagine?
You gotta put some sit-ups. You gotta do some crunches. We gotta put some energy into this. You ain't finna do no damn chair yoga and get no results. It's good to you. I love you, brother, but that shit is not it.
I got
for people
this
that
one
can't
going.
move, Billy.
I got
That's for
this one
people that
going.
literally I will can't say, move. if you do the yoga in the wheelchair, that might
Let
actually
him
be
do
beneficial.
whatever exercise he
Thank
wants
you,
to do. Why are we
jeez.
exercise shaming
He
each
called us a
other?
pervert. That's why we respond on his ass.
He
I
was
didn't call
alleging-
you a pervert.
He was calling
Mike
my
called
neighbor
people in wheelchairs
I did
perverts.
not. I did not.
And I
You were
said
putting
we
words-
shouldn't say that.
I didn't say it.
Mike said
definitely
people
should
in,
not say
in
that.
wheelchairs are peeping Toms because they're bored, and I said do not say that. That's
No,
not the path we should be going down.
I was just building a scenario
Him and his
in which
soccer field house.
Hijacking the narrative.
Yeah, I was just painting a picture for you as to why I had to get.
But Billy wants you to
8-foot-tall
paint a
fishtail
different.
palms.
Billy wants you to paint a different picture.
I was actually being helpful to Billy. He's got this problem with his neighbors.
Don't lump Billy into
Well, it's
this.
not a problem yet. I'm just saying I've noticed the lights are on, so I've started closing the blinds now at night.
Right, how about
Just
both of
get
y'all get some
window
damn...
film.
My bad.
Yeah, just get window film so you can keep your blinds open and they can't see through it. Mine is like a cool little rainbow color, so when the sun hits it, my apartment's really cool.
You know when
I'll
they
send you guys a link.
they changed
It's on Amazon. Real
No,
cheap.
I got the fishtail palms now.
they changed my windows. Like when we moved in, we had the windows changed, and it had a blue film on it because that's what the windows came with. And my house was always blue on the inside as a result of it, and I loved it. And then when
Like an aquarium.
yeah, it was great. It was blue. It was fun. Exactly. I felt like a fish. And then when we finally were like, you know what, we have to be adults and take the plastic off. I took it off and I was like, I don't really like this house anymore. It's not blue. It's just white. It's the vibe is all off. I didn't like it.
Get you some blue curtains. You feel me? Because keeping your window open, y'all got to stop that. You feel me?
I didn't have curtains for this.
You can afford a house. You can afford some damn curtains. You feel me? Because it's killers out here on the loose, brother. It's 2023. You can't be leaving your window open. Y'all got precious princesses to look after. Get you some curtains, big brothers.
I like filling my home with light. And I love the view when I walk in my home because I get to see like this huge open layout with this window, and now there's fishtail palms there. So if you're so worried about your neighbors peeping into your home, Billy, you should get some fishtail palms.
I'm kind of hoping they put up a fence because then I don't have to. You know what I mean?
You're kind of hoping that they figure this out before you actually have to.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping I bother them more than they bother me.
You're
and the
hoping
other
they
ones.
blink?
Exactly right. It's a contest to see who
Just
can
play
blink
them
first.
the local hour from today, and they will probably not want to have anything to do with you.
Yeah.
in your home.
And see you doing chair yoga, and be like, what the?
Because the thing is, I have a lot of trees, and
Just be really weird in front of your neighbors.
I'd have to cut the trees to
Be
put up a
yourself.
fence, and I don't want to. Hey, what? Jeez.
Bro, go talk to your
What
neighbors.
happened there?
Power through.
Did we find
Go
out
talk to 'em.
any additional information on the freeze ray?
No,
That's
nothing
supposed
yet.
to save us?
Nothing yet.
I found every website I've seen is a little sus, a little questionable.
Really?
It seems
Does
like
do they all have the picture of
virus.
Arnold?
Yeah, they're all like, it's all like space.com and stuff.
That sounds
site.
legit.
It's a
Okay,
credible site.
yeah. So they're partnering, from what this local news article says, they're partnering with the University of Virginia to make a freeze ray to cool electronics. But I don't really know what that
We
means.
have that, don't we?
Yeah. I feel like a refrigerator.
That little spray
The spray.
that gets the junk off of your keyboards. Just hold it upside down
Don't
and it
huff
shoots
it.
out stuff.
Does that cool it?
If you hold it upside down, it'll burn you from how cold it gets.
I've done that on accident when I was a
Yeah.
child. No one ever told me that those are incredibly dangerous.
they are.
Yeah.
I
The
read it
compressed
on
air.
one of these IG fantastical accounts that exaggerates everything, and it made it seem like we'd just be shooting down ice from the heavens.
Yeah, this website is gamereactor.eu. I don't know if that's
Not as
really
legit.
Euro
as
trash.
space.
Oh God, bad food.
I can't believe you didn't like Spanish food.
I just is enough. It was like 10, 11 days, and I'm like, can we just get like?
Honestly, I
McDonald's.
Well, you
should
spent too much time there. You got to bounce around Europe.
Yeah,
I
That's
had
how
to
you
go
do it.
for
That's what I did.
wedding,
I went
so I
to
couldn't-
Paris, Mykonos, Athens, and let me tell you something. They use French fries for everything, a lot more than us.
It's the Mediterranean diet, baby. That's
a
why everyone
lot
says
more
it's
than
the
us.
best food for you. Greek
That can't
fries.
be right.
Just give me all the fries with feta cheese on them.
I did a lot of walking.
Mediterranean diet.
I took a big dump yesterday, and
Congrats.
after I took a big dump, I weighed
Texted
myself,
out, or?
and I think I lost weight on this trip. So, hooray for me!
I
There's
never
nothing like-
left the streets of the United States of America, so I can't wait to travel the world like y'all.
There's nothing, Juju, quite like the big vacation purge dump, and it's almost like you get nostalgic about it. Like, oh, I remember when I ate that. And like throughout yesterday, because I took several dumps yesterday,
Right.
I saw Paris, I saw Mykonos, and I saw Athens, and I also saw the 40 hours that I spent in the Atlanta airport, all throughout my dumps.
I'm gonna throw up.
NFL Sunday Ticket is now on YouTube and YouTube TV, which means that it just got easier to be an NFL fan, even if you live far away. Like maybe you like the Bears, but you're hibernating in Panthers territory. But with NFL Sunday Ticket, your out-of-market team is never more than a short distance away. Specifically, the distance from you to your remote control. NFL Sunday Ticket, now on YouTube and YouTube TV. Go to youtube.com/presale to get $50 off.
Terms and embargoes apply. Offer ends 9/19. No refund. Subscription auto renews.
Dan Batard.
We like to call this one a chorus of Owen Wilson. Ready?
Stugotz.
Wow. 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 Wow.
This is the Dan Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps. DraftKings has all kinds of ways to get in on the action, including same-game parlays, props, live betting, and so much more. Use code DAN when you sign up on the DraftKings Sportsbook app to check it out.
Pablo Torre, host of the upcoming podcast Pablo Torre Finds Out, is joining us now to talk about a lot of things, including the story du jour, which is James Harden being filmed from the side with a box-cut shirt, which was a huge mistake on his part. And Pablo, I listened to your trailer, and most trailers are just, hey, let me populate the feed, and it's not really an engaging piece of content, but I want to give you and your production team some credit. The Daniel Baldwin cameo, the literal Daniel Baldwin cameo on your trailer had me laughing out loud, and I'm very excited. If this was a true sampler of what you and your production team can do, I subscribe to Pablo Torre Finds Out. I implore the audience to. I love that you told the story why it's not the obvious title of Here's the Thing with Pablo Torre. So Pablo, credit to you, and I'm glad that several months after we hired you, you're actually working.
Congratulations.
You know what? That sincerity warms my heart in a real way. I'm also glad to be a part of Daniel Baldwin's biggest box office smash. We have like 1 million views on that thing in years. Shout out to the Baldwins. Shout out to Daniel. And yes, it is it's a sample of something that can listen just as well as it can sort of play visually. It's meant to be audio and video. It is a vignette that'll be kind of like what we do. I make enemies, and I will also talk about my friends. And today, with the Sixers, I also have many enemies.
Well, you've been accused by some to be a process apologist, a propagandist for...
You are that some, to be clear. You are the person.
Yeah, you are a propagandist for the process. Are you rejecting this hypothesis?
I prefer the term priest.
Okay.
Prophet.
You're
as opposed to propagandist.
Letter from Paul to the Ephesians. You are ordained. But I want to talk to you about this because, all right, here, the NBA did look into it, and they found that there was no wrongdoing. It doesn't take a genius to look at the links between Rubin and Harden and Morey to see that maybe, just maybe, last year's opt-out and opt-in for less money than was promised in the initial deal might have been a little shady, despite the NBA just telling us, trust us. Source, trust me, bro, on the circumvention of the salary cap. Now, when James Harden, and we should play that video back one more time, if only to marvel at the bad wardrobe choice that James Harden made with the box cut shirt and the view from the side.
It's really the color. That's it.
You can't
the
wear
white
white
on white.
You can't wear white.
Right. Yeah.
Box cut from the side.
The
you can't
cut
do that.
shirt is tough too.
I think he looks fine.
Really?
You do?
I think he, yeah. I think it's a
I don't
nice
think you've
fit.
seen it close
No,
enough.
let's run it back again. So I'm gonna circle back. Really look at it.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of.
Shout out to the person going, woo!
I love that he hammers it home, though, a second time.
Yeah, well,
It's
he
so
needed
great,
to.
yes.
As we established, the audio wasn't great on the front end, and it's almost as if he had Supreme Court vision. That microphone's muffled. Allow me to say it again. And as you can see with the box cut shirt, there is something happening there in the midsection that is cascading over the belly, making the belly appear even bigger than it is in reality.
He said it with his stomach.
He carries his weight right up top. Most people, it's like, how do you carry the baby? Is it up, low, 9 months? Shout out Tom Arnold. Why? I guess Juju's here, and I have to do that stuff. Sorry to infringe on your gimmick, but I think we cut it. We cut down to it. He carries his weight up here in the upper body. It's kind of like a real, true midsection, and then it cascades down, given the appearance that he's chubbier than he actually is. Pablo, your thoughts on all of this?
It is proof that James Harden is the greatest trade requester in the history of sports.
I mean, that's a volume thing, though. Much like his game, he is a volume shooter with this.
Mike, let's not give him short thrift, though. It is volume, of course. He does it seemingly every offseason, but it's also the technique. He's gone from, I'm just not going to play, which is standard operating procedure for a trade requester, a trade demander, a trade forcer. But then beyond that, remember how he got out of Houston. He went on a literal tour of strip clubs with Lil Baby, right? So that's A. Exhibit B.
Lil Baby.
Yeah, it's a fine.
$12.
Well, I thought I nailed that one, but okay.
So you said little baby, thinking that you nailed it.
Little baby.
Well, I try to do a little soft tickle of the T that's just sub-audible.
$12 more.
Like an Englishman?
Well, yeah, Lil Baby. But then remember, of course, he goes Nutty Professor. He Nutty Professors himself and gets out of Brooklyn. And this is the culmination, right?
He has certainly Nutty Professored himself. We all agree there.
It is fat suit plus geopolitics, right? So he's in China. I feel like this is the most underrated part.
Oh, that was the whoop. That was why you got the whoop. Daryl Morey is a liar. That plays well.
Dude, this guy is a master. This is a master at work. He's in China on his China tour, and he knows Daryl Morey is enemy number one geopolitically. They love the NBA. They hate Daryl Morey. And James Harden is out here campaigning against Daryl and repeating himself twice with multiple angles. Like, there was no way this wasn't going to get captured from every possible vantage point. And so here he is with a move that cannot be countered. And it's a move so great, Mike, that the only spin I have as to why it's good for the Sixers is that now it feels like maybe Michael Rubin didn't give him that much money. Because actually now James is coming back saying, you owe me.
So this was a countermeasure from James Harden.
It was a counterpunch. Of course it was.
Because Morey came out and said, guess what? We're not trading him. The offers are bad. We're just simply not trading him, which is a bridge shorter than, it's a bridge longer than what Portland's actually done. They just flatly said, we're not making this move because the offers are so bad. Curious, Pablo, do you think the league is going to step in, given that they established a precedent with what's going on between Portland, Miami, Damian Lillard, and his reps? This is played kind of in a similar fashion. And for the league to not say something would probably give more fuel to the conspiracy theorist fire in Heat Island over there.
Yeah, I mean, look, first off, Damian Lillard should be taking notes. This is how you do this, okay? Like, you make a giant mess. You involve every bit of leverage you did not have by generating controversy, generating toxicity. And if you're Adam Silver, this is obviously, to your point, Mike, a shot across his bow, too. Like, what do you do? What do you do when one of your most famous players is out here saying, I'm not showing up because my GM is a liar, because he promised me something that he did not deliver, when in fact, it seems like what he did not deliver was a trade that was satisfactory to the team that was going to trade him away. So this is where Daryl is, right? Like, I think one of the things that we need to respect about Daryl Morey, for all of his nerd analytics, like anti-humanity, he is a player empowerment guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the story of this video is that James Harden is no longer the player he's empowering. He's empowering Joel Embiid. Daryl Morey has an audience of one when I watch these videos. It is Joel Embiid. It is, how are you going to get me help? Are you trying to get me help? Are you trying to get me another star? And given the way the trade market dried up, and given the way that the Rockets pulled out of it once they hired their new coach, right, who did not want James Harden anymore because he had coached him in Brooklyn, at that point, you don't really have moves to make. And so if you're Adam Silver, I'm feeling like, yeah, this is something that you need to solve. It's also a major challenge to your power because you're trying to force a GM to do something against the interests of his team.
Pablo, at what point do we stop caring about James Harden? Because I think I'm there, and here's the reason, okay? Harden's had every opportunity to win. Lillard has not, okay? Lillard's been there for a long time. The best teammate he ever had was C.J. McCollum, who's a good player, not a great player. Harden had Chris Paul in Houston. Then he went to the Nets. He wanted out of Brooklyn. Then he went to Philadelphia. He plays with Joel Embiid. He can't win there. And so now he wants out of Philadelphia. I am tired. I am done with James Harden.
James Harden lost Daryl Morey, and that is all you need to know. Like, Daryl Morey is the number one James Harden apologist of all time. I have sat in an office with Daryl watching James Harden highlights as he sort of giggles to himself and chugs Diet Mountain Dew, talking about how this guy should be the MVP. And not Steph Curry in 2015, talking about how this guy is not trying to trick refs. He's actually one of the most clever players in NBA history, one of the greatest offensive players in NBA history. Daryl wrote that letter to the Houston Chronicle, full-page ad, saying, James Harden changed my life. But at this point, Stu, James Harden is not the player that he wants to empower because he's not good enough anymore. Joel Embiid is the one, and that's what James Harden's reacting to.
That's the process propaganda spin that I was expecting, because you said that James Harden has lost Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey has lost James Harden. Look, I know that James Harden makes for a really bad martyr. He's requested more trade requests than anybody else combined in the last 3 seasons. However, he's been supremely loyal to Daryl Morey. With the initial force my way to Houston, to re-up with Houston, force my way out of a really good situation, on paper anyways, in terms of immediate title threats in Brooklyn, force it in an unprecedented fashion to go back to Daryl Morey, and then take less on a deal that he was sitting pretty with, take less, and re-up with the Philadelphia 76ers. If I'm the rest of the teams in the league, you say that he's calling Daryl Morey a liar just because he didn't make this trade happen. Wouldn't I just be raising flags to the league? There seems to be like some under-the-table dealings here. He's not just a liar for not giving him the trade. He's a liar because they promised him more money.
Well, look, the Michael Rubin aspect, what was promised extra legally to James Harden, is where this can get to be a thing that David Stern would have stopped a long time ago, right? Like, part of the reason why you wield an iron fist inside a velvet glove is so that you don't let the business of the league, the true uncomfortable business of the league, spill out there into the public. Now, what you're saying, though, Mike, in terms of what was promised, was James Harden owed anything? I think it is important to note that James Harden and Daryl Morey, as much as they were tied, it was always because they shared incentives, right? It was a relationship of convenience. It was not so much codependence as it was convenience. When it is convenient for your best player to be your best friend, he is your best friend. James is watching Daryl do that to Joel right now. When James Harden is somebody that I don't want James Harden on the Sixers. When I saw this trade request, to be clear, I did not say to myself, oh no, we might lose James Harden. My thought was, I think Daryl's thought, which was, oh no, this completely tanks all of the trade value for James Harden. And James is speeding right. I mean, it's do not pass go, do not collect 200. He just wants out of there no matter what. And so he's hitting the nuclear button on a way that might blow up the vault full of secrets, right? I'm not saying that there wasn't extrajudicial stuff that Michael Rubin was involved in. I'm just saying that James Harden is the only person willing to spill or threaten secrets that maybe did not exist because he's going to try everything.
We've got about 15 seconds left. Does this fast track a trade now, and is Morey going to have to take a worse offer?
James Harden wound up in Philly because Daryl Morey waited 6 months to trade Ben Simmons. They are looking into the eyes of their counterpart. They are willing to be uncomfortable. They are willing to make things ugly. And in that way, they will be deserving each other for a very long time longer, I think. I give it months, not weeks.
Scan the QR code if you were watching along on the DraftKings Network and on our YouTube page, youtube.com/@LeBatard Show to get more Pablo. Pablo, again, congrats on the great trailer. Congrats on the upcoming launch. Excited to have you here on the show. And excited
Let's see a show already.
to see what you're going to do for us here on Metal Art.
www.pablo.show.